Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast channel. I'm James, and today we're going to talk about something everyone wants, real fluency in English. But I have to warn you, it's not what most people think. Amelia, are you ready to reveal the truth?
Oh, yes, James. Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia. So many learners think fluency means knowing a lot of words or grammar, but the real secret is something else, something much simpler, but often overlooked.
Exactly. Imagine you were telling a story to a friend. You know the words, you know the grammar, but somehow your story feels flat. That's because fluency is not just about words, it's about how you think, speak, and connect.
Yes, and today we're going to take you step by step. We'll practice speaking like storytellers. You will learn how to sound natural, confident, and clear. And don't worry, we'll keep it simple, slow, and fun.
Let's start with a question. Imagine your best day ever. Can you tell it in English? Don't worry about mistakes, just picture it in your mind. That is the first step to fluency, thinking in English.
That's a great point, James. Many learners first try to translate from their language to English. That's hard. Instead, imagine the story directly in English. What did you see, hear, feel? The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to speak naturally.
And here's a challenge for our listeners. Think of one small moment today, maybe a smile from a friend or a nice cup of coffee, and describe it in English in one sentence. Not a long story yet, just one sentence.
Perfect. Let's give them an example. I smiled when I saw my cat playing with a ball. Very simple, right? Short, clear, and full of feeling.
That's it. Start small. Every fluency journey begins with little stories like this, and later you will grow them into longer, exciting stories.
Remember, fluency is not magic. It's practice, habit, and thinking in English.
Now, let's be honest, most learners struggle for years. Why? Amelia, what's your take?
Well, James, I think there are three main reasons. First, fear. People are afraid of making mistakes. Second, they focus too much on grammar and forget communication. Third, they don't practice storytelling.
Absolutely. You can memorize 1,000 words, but if you can't use them in real life, they don't help.
Right, and fear is huge. Many learners pause, overthink, or give up. But the truth is, mistakes are your friends. Every mistake teaches you something.
Let's make it practical. Imagine you want to tell a story about a trip to the park. You say, I go park yesterday. That's a mistake, but it's okay. You just learned you need past tense. I went to the park yesterday.
Exactly, and we will practice hundreds of sentences like this today, step by step with emotion and clarity.
Here's another tip. Listen to English stories, then repeat them. Don't just read or memorize. Listen, imagine, and speak. That's the real power of learning.
And the fun part is, you will feel confident as you speak. Your brain starts thinking in English naturally. That's the transformation we're aiming for.
Okay, Amelia, now comes the fun part. Let's tell a story. Something simple but full of feelings. I'll start.
Go ahead, James.
One rainy day, I was walking home from school. The rain was pouring, and I had no umbrella. I was feeling sad, cold, and tired. Then I saw a little dog stuck under a tree. It was shaking. I felt something in my heart. I ran to help it. I picked it up, took it home, and gave it food. And you know what? That day, I felt happiness in a way I never felt before.
Oh, that's beautiful, James, and it's very relatable. Now, let's break it down.
First, notice how we used small, simple sentences. Each sentence paints a picture.
Yes, I was walking home from school. The rain was pouring. Simple, clear, and visual. Then we added feelings. I was feeling sad, cold, and tired. That's key. Fluency is thinking in images and feelings.
Now, listeners, your turn. Imagine a small act of kindness you did or someone did for you. Start with one sentence. I helped my friend when... Go on.
Yes, even if it's short, it's perfect. Keep adding sentences. Picture it like a movie in your mind. That's how your English grows naturally.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have started telling stories, let's talk about something very important: fear. Amelia, why do you think so many learners feel nervous when speaking English?
Oh, James, it's very common. People worry about mistakes. They think, what if I sound silly? Or what if I say it wrong? But the truth is, everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers do.
That's right. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about speaking clearly, connecting ideas, and keeping the listener interested.
Let's do a small exercise for confidence. Repeat after us. I can speak English. I can tell my story. I can make mistakes and learn. Say it out loud.
Good. Now imagine you are in a cafe talking to a friend. You want to share something fun that happened today. Don't worry about grammar first. Just tell your story. That's how real fluency grows.
Yes, and listen to this tip. Slow down. Many learners speak too fast because they're nervous. Speaking slowly helps you think and gives your listener time to understand.
And another key, use your hands, your face, your voice. English is not just words, it's emotion, expression, and connection.
Exactly. Even a small smile or raising your voice a little for excitement makes your story come alive. Try it when you speak English. Pretend you're telling a story to a friend, not just talking to a teacher.
Okay, listeners, here's a challenge. Think of a small moment today, a funny, happy, or interesting thing. Tell it aloud in English. Don't worry about mistakes, just focus on speaking naturally with feelings.
Perfect. And remember, confidence comes from practice. Speak, listen, and repeat. Every small step counts.
Now, Amelia, we've talked about storytelling, emotion, and confidence, but here's a big question. How do we make English a daily habit?
Great question, James. The secret is consistency. Even 10 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week.
Absolutely. Start small. Talk to yourself in English when you wake up, or describe what you are doing while cooking, walking, or even brushing your teeth.
And listening is just as important. Listen to simple English podcasts, stories, or songs. Repeat what you hear. Try to copy the sound, the rhythm, and the feeling.
Here's a fun idea. Choose one small story every day. It could be about your morning, a funny moment, or something you saw online. Tell it aloud in English. Try to add feelings like we practiced earlier.
Yes, and don't forget to write a little too. Writing helps your brain organize ideas, but the main focus is speaking and thinking in English.
Listeners, let me share a personal story. When I started learning English, I would talk to my cat every morning. I imagined telling it stories in English. At first, it was silly, but slowly I felt my fluency grow.
That's such a great example, and it shows that fun matters. You don't have to be serious. English can be playful, creative, and exciting.
So today's takeaway, make English a habit. Speak, listen, and think in English every day. Even small steps lead to big results over time.
And remember, fluency is a journey, not a race. Enjoy the process, celebrate small victories, and keep practicing.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we are more confident, it's time to make our stories bigger and more interesting. Amelia, how do we do that?
Well, James, every story has little pieces we can expand: sights, sounds, feelings, and small details. These make your story come alive in English.
Exactly. Let's take a simple example. Instead of saying, I went to the park, we can expand, yesterday I went to the park. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and children were playing with a ball. I felt happy just watching them.
Notice how we added the senses, what we saw, heard, and felt. That makes the story much richer and easier for listeners to imagine.
And here's a trick for fluency. Ask yourself questions while telling a story. What happened first? What did I feel? Who was there? Answering these in English naturally adds sentences and flow.
Let's practice together. Imagine a small adventure today. I'll start. This morning, I walked to the market. The streets were busy and the smell of fresh bread made me hungry.
Nice. I can continue. I saw a little boy selling flowers. He smiled at me, and I smiled back. It made me feel warm inside, even though it was chilly outside.
Perfect. You see, little details make the story come alive. And remember, don't worry about mistakes. Focus on thinking, speaking, and feeling in English.
Listeners, your challenge: take one simple event from today. Describe it using sight, sound, and feeling. Add as many sentences as you can. Speak slowly and clearly. Amelia, now comes the most important part: real-life practice. How do we turn these stories into real English skills?
The key is to speak to real or imaginary people. Pretend you're sharing your story with a friend. Use emotion, pauses, and questions to keep it engaging.
For example, instead of saying, "I cooked lunch," you can say, "Today I cooked lunch. I was very excited because I tried a new recipe."